Hey guys, my name's Avery Moore, and for my personal resource, I chose to read Kylene Beer's book, When Kids Can't Read. I love Kylene Beers, and this book is incredible. I'm so excited to talk about it today because I feel like every teacher needs to read this book, especially if you're an English teacher, you need to be reading this book. Kylene Beers, after she had graduated and she was getting her first teaching job, she had these grand plans to teach her kids all this different literature, and then reality hit whenever she went to her first teaching job, and she soon realized that the majority of her seventh grade students at the time were not on grade level with their reading. And she then started creating strategies and eventually created this book about when kids can't read, what can teachers do to help them get to that point. And I think since we're going for our master's in curriculum instruction, especially master reading teacher, I feel as though this is a great resource for everyone. I bookmarked a couple of things in here that I was going to kind of talk about, but it basically, let's see. So one thing that I really did like about this resource is it gives you a whole list of like reading behaviors to be aware of. And it talks about dependent reading behaviors and talks about how you spot those kids that maybe they speak fine, they speak fluent, like they're okay with their English, but their reading is not up to par and they're too embarrassed to say something. So I really appreciated that she gave a whole list of kind of factors and things to look for, to kind of notice right off the bat what happens when a kid can't read and just things to notice. That's at the beginning of the book, which I really enjoyed. And then she goes into different strategies, which I really enjoyed. It's a book full of strategies and graphic organizers of how to help kids get to that point of being able to read and decode a text. She has some comprehension strategies with using the Say Something strategy. We have a copy of Say Something cards that I use with my kids. I teach at a heavily ESL population school, so those Say Something strategy cards are really important just to get kids to comprehend a text. It's very easy, and it's just a quick check-in with the Say Something strategy. Another strategy that she gives is a vocabulary strategy. And so I really enjoyed a vocabulary strategy that she gave, and it was called the ABCs of comparing and contrasting. And so she gives like this little graphic organizer that you can use, and she uses The Most Dangerous Game, which I love. And so she has General Zaroff and Ransford, and then goes through the ABCs and gives characteristics of each character based on the letter. And then you're kind of looking at comparing and contrasting the two characters and how they might be similar and how they might be different. And so I thought that was a cool way. You could use this multiple ways in your classroom. I thought that was a really cool strategy, especially for vocabulary and comparing. Like, it's great for characterization and being able to compare characters within a text, which I really enjoyed. She talks about how to create summaries, because I know that's a struggle for some kids. Their summaries are just retelling every single event from a text. And so she goes through the somebody wanted but so strategy. And I actually use the strategy with my kids. I got it from this book. But she talks about the somebody is the who, and what did they want, but what happened, so what was the outcome, and then how was it resolved. So it kind of goes over the plot chart with somebody wanted but so. And so it's a great way for kids to develop a summary that's not in retelling or giving a play-by-play of the events of the story. She also gives inferencing resources, which I know that's a big struggle. I mean, even at the high school level, that's a struggle with inferences. And so she gives the I say, or it says I say, and so you have to find an information in the text, figure out what it says, interpret it in your own words, and then combine it in order to make an inference about something. And I haven't used this strategy yet, but I had bookmarked it because I'm actually working on inferences with my kids right now. So this is something that I definitely wanted to try out. I've done vocabulary root word trees. I did that my first year of teaching, and I got that from this book. So that helps students with their vocabulary. She has another, how to build vocabulary, word recognition, recognizing high frequency words and sight words, and being able to decode. There's how to choose the right books for kids, which I think is really important. Like, how do you choose the right books for those struggling readers, and how do you get them engaged? Kylene Beers has a whole section on that. She goes through thin books and short chapter books. She goes through picture books, mysteries. Let's see what else. High interest topics. Nonfiction even. And then she talks about how you sell these books to the students. Like, you basically read aloud an excerpt and you kind of tease them a little bit, maybe with First Chapter Friday, and you kind of get them hooked on something, and then they're more willing to read it. So after I read this part of her book, I actually, in my bulletin board in my classroom, I created like my favorite books. And so what I did was I put the book cover of it. So like Twilight is one of my favorite books. And then I kind of gave him a little teaser and some quotes. That way students can look at that and maybe be inspired to read that book. I have varying books. I have I'm Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter, which is a great book. I have Dear Evan Hansen, One of Us is Lying, All the Bright Places. So I have a bunch of different books up there with the cover and like a little teaser quote to kind of get my students interested. And I also have a line of books that I know my students pick up because they notice the cover or something along those lines. As long as students are engaging and wanting to read, that's awesome. Because she talks about creating a bulletin board for books in here, and so I did that after I had read it for her. And then one thing that I did like at the back, which is a great resource, she gives an entire book list for different genres of books, from mystery, biographies, fantasy, science fiction, informational text, funny books, short stories, sports books. She gives so many resources in here that if you just pick up this book, you're gonna love it. And at the very back too, she also has copies of graphic organizers she has used, so you could make a photocopy of it and then end up using it in your classroom. But as a literacy coach, I would definitely recommend my teachers to read this, because I think sometimes we just get so stuck in our ways and we don't know how to help those kids. And reading this really opened up my eyes to how I'm able to reach those kids that say I can't read or aren't interested in reading. This book is going to truly help me reach those kids, and I'm so excited to share this with you guys, because I think that every English teacher should honestly read this book, because we love to read and we want our students to be able to read as well and appreciate literature as much as we do as teachers. So Kylene Beers, When Kids Can't Read, What Teachers Can Do. It's great. I highly recommend you go out and buy it and read it. Thanks.